Hello, hello. Hi Alex, welcome to my stream. Hello, video sprites. Apologize for being late because I had some in real life matters to do. I forgot to put that in, which was out of my control. So here I am right now. So today I'll be reading Vermilion fanfiction, my written Vermilion fanfiction, and in hopes that while I was reading along with my fanfiction, I just hope he doesn't break into my walls, because my walls are very clean and it's Oshi free. Also, what happened to my model? It keeps looking at the side. Hold up a sec. Let me fix my model. Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay, so let me first open up my, how do you say, I wouldn't say it's my very first Vermilion fanfiction related, so let me just, hopefully this is the right one. Okay, you know, I'm being a dummy for not being prepared, so just hold up a sec. Sorry about that, meteor sprites. Anyways, how's your day, meteor sprites? I'm alright for my case. Okay, and then let me give you the link to the fanfiction I'm reading right now. So basically, it is called "Thou Villains Shall Be Mine." So it was I would say it was a joke, because back then I would joke that, oh, I would steal all villains, or I would steal, or right now, haha, I have 24 villains, stolen villains. I'm gonna steal more villains. And let me give you the link to my fanfiction. Hold up a sec. Well, but that's a good thing that I'm a small content creator, because I'm less likely to have my walls broken. And I don't have to worry. And then guess what? I can fanboy as long as I want. Heck, I can even put their full names on there and they wouldn't even notice. I really am a ninja. Okay, let me give you the fanfic I'm gonna read first. I wouldn't say it's my first fanfiction of Vermilion. So here you go. So for those who want to read along with me, here you go. It's called "Thou Villain Shall Be Mine," which is on my Twitter. And let me pin that. I looked at my stuff and I found my old storybook, and I can't read my own handwriting. I felt that. I remember like way back then when I was in an institute. I did made a manga. But I don't know how the heck I could read that. And not gonna lie, some parts sometimes it might make me cringe if I found it again. It's like, whoa, why did I write this? And I'm guessing right now, for this fanfiction, let's just see if I'm gonna question myself. And yup, it's a bots. I'm gonna be reading my quote-unquote Oshi fanfiction that I've written about him. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, I hope it's... Let me just double check. What the heck? Okay, please work. Okay, there you go. So this is chapter 1 of Thou Valiance Shall Be Mine. I wrote that because I was just being random and stuff. And should I just give it my all, like I would voice act based on the characters? And by the way, I don't know if I can sound like Vermilion, so all I can do is just try to match his energy. But not his voice, obviously. What do you think, mere sprites and or villains? Well, I guess I'll just do it anyways. Just to make this fanfiction more fun, I suppose. Okay, let's get started. Alright, let me show you what the cover looks like. So I drew it. I drew the cover for the fanfiction. I know, right? There you go. So this is like a sketch. So yeah, this is me. So basically it's based on fantasy. It's fantasy. So yep, this is me. And then the one that's wearing the cat mask, that's you, Meteor Sprites. That's you, Meteor Sprites. Yeah. So me with I'm basically the demon, punny demon lord. And you, Meteor Sprites, it's the cat mask you're disguising as the villains. And of course, this is Vermilion as the prince. And of course, the 4 mighty villains. The archer, the mage, the knight, and the rogue. And then this is my blue space powers. And let me tell you, total chapter, I believe total is 4 chapters, and I drew 4 covers. Alright. Now let's get started on reading this together. And I hope this is enough to cover. Let me just, to be safe. There. Alright, let's start reading. I'll tell you when to turn the page. And where we're left at. Okay, so it's narrating time. In the land far away, there lived a kingdom of Rawrins. Rawrins? What the heck? Rawrins is known for its royal. So I put the parentheses to show like, oh, which word I was trying to pun for or joke for. Royal tigers called the villains and delicious sweets due to the prince's sweet tooth. It is ruled by a young prince named Vermilion. Hey, it's you, man. But he can be called as Prince Ver, or just Ver, or Veer. I'm kidding. That's okay, he won't hear this because he's not in my walls. Ha ha ha. Whenever Prince Ver craves for something sweet, the villains are in delight to make him a treat. Hey, that rhymes. Not only the villains are bakers or chefs, but some are fighters and mages. But I mean, pretty much I feel like for this one I could just reword this, but some are fighting classes or healers. Some are healers, fighters. All in between. I don't know. Prince Ver does have his own powers, which are red soul flames to protect himself and others, but he is cooped up with his duties as a prince. Signing paperwork, attending conferences, and hosting events are Prince Ver's duties, even wooing the crowd with his majestic presence. Such is the life of Prince Ver. Busy and overloaded. Seeing the sweet prince being so occupied shakes the villain's core that villain's core that their duty is to ensure the safety of the prince as well. So it's more like they're so touched that they would do the same thing for Bear. Okay, I really need to word this next time. Turn the page! One day, Prince Fair hosted a festival for everyone to celebrate and rejoice their hard work to make Warrens a safe and enjoyable place. The villains roared, danced, cheered, and joked with the prince as they chanted, "We roar Prince Fair," or "Long live the Prince of Warrens." They clinked pastries together and entertained their prince to make him happy. Prince Fair is pleased to see his efforts for the festival. What? But another grammar issue. Come on. Prince Fair is pleased to see his efforts for the festival make the villains and Warrens enjoy as much as he does. Ah, yes. The very sweet festival that everyone enjoys so much is coming to an end. Dun dun dun. As the red-orange sky twirls and dances together, the hues of blue and white stars shine among them. Everyone Warrens has never seen such a pretty view into the blue and white stars come closer to them. The sight of meteors, oh look, it's you meteor sprites, wearing masks starts to appear and surround Warrens. Turn the page. Warrens is confused, but the meteors suddenly said, "Please keep enjoying the festival, don't mind us." So everyone goes back to enjoying the festival, while some are puzzled about this situation. Okay, let's see if I can voice act this one. "My punny lord, it is time to make an appearance." One of the meteors whispered. Oh, dang it. Whispered to a star. Let me try that again. "My punny lord, it is time to make an appearance." Excellent. When I give the signal, surround everyone and do not let them leave until What show is this fanfic for? Oh, hello Chrysalis, welcome to my stream. So basically, I wrote a fanfiction based on Niji Sanji EN Livers. So it's not a show, but I just wrote it. Okay, I don't know if you know VTubers, but basically, I wrote a fanfiction about a YouTuber. A virtual YouTuber. And in hopes that they do not break into my walls. And of course, the YouTuber that I wrote fanfiction that I have to read out loud as a bots is Fair Vermilion. And I already pinned the fanfiction. So for those who can read along. I believe I'm on a third page right now. But not the third thread, okay? So the first thread, the third post thingy. Okay, let me read this part. Excellent. Excellent. When I give the signal, surround everyone and do not let them leave until I blast the capture spell. The star replied. Hence the star is me. Yes, Lord. Then the star flew away and disappeared. As Prince Fair is on his throne to give a line of villains a handshake, something flew and grabbed some of the villains from the line. Uh-oh. Prince Fair and the villains looked up to see where that was coming from and discovered a blue-haired demon floating above the sky, carrying some villains. The captured villains are screaming for help, and the crowd comes by to see what happened. Help! Somebody help us! Prince Fair, save us! The captured villains cried and struggled to get out of the demon's grasp. The demon let out an evil laugh and revealed himself. Okay, just let you know, I really don't know how to do an evil laugh, so just bear with me with this one. Up, shoot. No, I'll just do this one. Your very sweet prince won't be able to save you because it is I, your punny demon lord, Angelos, will be taking you as my minions. The crowd gasped, and one of the captured... Oh, whoops. Turn the page! The crowd gasped, and one of the captured villains sighed in disappointment. Aw, I thought it would be Sarah. So Sarah is Verviman's alter ego. No, not the punny demon lord. Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome to my stream. So I'm just reading out loud my Vermilion fanfiction as punishment because I was playing with the bot's game board and stumbled upon this. Yes. Even though I am a VTuber, that still doesn't mean that I still want to capture you villains. I'm joking. Don't tell Bear this. The crowd gasped, and one of the captured villains sighed in disappointment. Oh, wait, I read that already. Yeah, it would be cool if Sarah would take us instead, because that will be hot. I would just put a Vine Boom sound effect, but I did not do that. But anyways, the other captured villain agreed. Wait! Don't say that in front of our prince! We should keep these shameful thoughts to ourselves! The captured villain chimed in. Oh, fudge! You're right! In Prince Fair's presence, never mention the dark, brutal... Silence! You villains are hurting my pride! Let me just try that again. Silence! You villains are hurting my pride! Angelos blasted some blue space power onto the ground to warn the captured villains meddling. I've spent hours playing to make sure you are all captured, and you wanted this very serious man instead? Very well, if that's what you want. The demon lord whispered to the captured villains. Turn the page! I could put on the prince's wig and dye it cerulean to make myself look like him. What do you say? The captured villains thought of this and looked at each other. They smiled and giggled as he said, Sign us up, demon lord! Excellent! Now, people of Lawrence. Angelos laughed and raised his hands up as his power carries the villains. Surrender yourselves! Get it? Surrender. The meteors form a blue space circle around Lawrence to prevent anyone from leaving. The people panicked and ran around until they bumped each other to the ground. So yeah, I got this reference from Adventure Time when Finn was trying to find a story for Jake. He just looked through the tree hole and then saw two squirrels were just culling each other. And then he asked them something to make a story out of, and the squirrels got startled and they just run around in circles and they bump into each other. And they just somehow got unconscious. Man, that was funny. That was funny. How dare you! You demon! You used a whispered spell at our friends! One of the villains said as they waved their paws up. Turn the page! Release them! I don't have a whispering spell. I used a technique called convincing. Angelos thought to himself. Prince Bear rushes to the scene as soon as he hears his villains are in danger, and then I suddenly hear applause. He unleashes his soul fire powers to get ready to attack Angelos. I don't know if I can do Bear Vermilion's voice, but all I could do is just try to match his energy, so just bear me with that. Sorry, villains. Sorry, meteor sprites. Sorry, anyone watching this. Hey, Demon Lord! Prince Fair threatens him as he lifts his firearm up. Let go of my villains right now, or I will burn your future into ashes. Whoa there! Now I can see why you're the flaming hot prince. Angel smiled and raised his hands up. Pun intended though, but fine. I will let them go. Can't risk getting my future ruined. The demon uses blue space power to bring the captured villains down. The captured villains turn the page! Quickly ran into their villain group and hugged them. Hug pile. Prince Ver deactivated his soul flame powers as he sighed in relief. You better not disturb the prince. What the heck? You better not disturb the peace of Lawrence again. Prince Fair warned me as he displayed his glowing tattoo. Understand? Okay, I will leave your kingdom alone. Angelo sighed as he about to float away, then smirked. And do I have one of your villains? What? He quickly unleashed a capturing spell to blast at a random villain. The villain was frightened to see a spell appearing out of nowhere and froze in sight. No, villain, no. No! Prince Fair shouted as he jumped in and pushed the frightened villain out. Villain! Watch out! Slow-mo. They saw the capturing spell blasting at Prince Fair in slow motion. As the villain was being pushed out, their eyes widened as they muttered, Prince Fair? The villain safeguarded the villain from falling. The capturing spell warped Prince Bear and made him disappear. And that's called magic. I'm a magician, okay, applaud for me. I somehow made Prince Bear into another place. Yeah, made him disappear. Boom, magic. What? The capturing spell was supposed to capture the villain, not the prince! Angelus ruffled his hair in terror. The villain cried and sobbed as he slammed their fists onto the floor. It should have been me, not him! And of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference. The villains comfort the villain as they continue crying. Turn the page! Oh, fudge. I fudged up so badly. I somehow dragged Tiger Prince out of his den and thought I would steal his companions. Oh wait, what if I just put this in reverb? My voice. There you go. Now it's reverb, so it sounds like the voice is in my head. Oh, fudge. I fudged up so badly. I somehow dragged the Tiger Prince out of his den and thought I would steal his companions. You know what happens if you take their leader. Okay, I'm trying to turn the reverb off. Angel sighs in his inner thoughts. But you know what? There's no turning back. I must continue on with my goals. Okay, hold on. I need to burp for a second. Rest assured, my dear villains. Angelus announces to the crowd, your very sweet prince has warped into my lair. If you want to save your precious prince so badly, meet me at my lair and turn yourselves in. I will release him once you do so. Farewell. Ayuvo laughed and waved goodbye as he floated away along with the meteors. You will pay for this, you demon! One of the villains shouted. Oh no! Who's going to save our prince? Without Prince Fair, who's going to keep watch of words? What are we going to do? What you gonna do when he comes for you, bad boys, bad boys? Okay, I'll stop. Turn the page. I want to kick that demon's butt so badly. How dare he steal Prince Fair just so he can have us as his minions? He's plotting to take over his kingdom. Guys, I'm pretty sure Prince Fair is fine on his own because he has his soul flame powers roar in him. The villains are wandering and panicking at the same time because of the prince being stolen. Okay, here we goes. Do not fear, villains. A villain with full armor rises up as they unleash their sword and shield. I, Knight Villain, will protect Prince Fair from harm and slay the putty demon. The villains looked in awe at Knight Villain as they did their pose. Turn the page. A villain with the bow and arrow walks next to Knight Villain. Okay, how do I sound monotone for this guy? Or this villain? Don't do this alone. Don't do this alone, the archer villain sighed. I'll have your back from a long distance. And let's see, rogue. Archer villain. Oops. Archer villain. Don't forget the demon might have some treasures in his lair. A villain with a dagger and neck wrap laughed. I'm going to loot and save Prince Fair. Wait, I'm coming along. A villain with the staff replied as he huffed. You can't continue on this journey without a healing backup. Don't slow us down, Mage Villain. Rogue Villain teased. Hey! Mage Villain pouted. Turn the page. As the four villains bid farewell to Lawrence, as they... Oh my gosh, another grammar, come on. As they cheered for them, the four villains set out on a journey to rescue Prince Bear from the punny demon lord. And so, the journey begins! There you go, there you go. Okay, now we're moving on to chapter 2. I think I want to speedrun this before my walls get broken. Alright, let me show you the second cover. The next chapter. Okay, so this is the... I think chapter 2. And look, sketches. Or say, I want to say sketch, but line art, sort of. So yeah, this is... Okay, I think that's the snake or dragon with gold coins. And of course, this is the four mighty villains. And if I recall, that one down there, this part, those are almonds. Those are almonds. I was trying to draw almonds, but I don't know how to draw them. I don't know how to draw them. So just, yeah, it's a nut. These are nuts. Not these nuts, okay? And there you go. And this, of course, this is Prince Fair eating in the corner. And then along with my meteors. Just watching him from the cage, I suppose. Or jail, I don't know. Or dungeon. And of course, another meteor. Cabbage, a reference to red cabbages. And treasure. Alright, we're on to the next second part. Alright, I'm gonna paste. Alright, this is where I'm at right now. So if you want to go with the flow with minds, here's where I'm at right now. I'm opening the first thread, page 1. I think that's... yeah. Oh no, my laptop battery's low. Darn it. Alright, charged. Okay, here we go. Boom. Hopefully you can see it, but if not, I provide you the link to my fanfiction. Alright, narrating time. The mighty four discovers a huge lair peeking on top of the mountain, and they believe it must be that punny demon lord's lair. However, in order to get to his lair, they must face obstacles and be prepared to conquer them. They travel to the fields of... Oh, baby goals! I get it, baby girl. I was like, wait, what's that? It's like, oh, I get it now. It's baby girl, baby goals. So basically, it's pun intended for baby girl. Because, you know, Vermelli tends to say baby girl. Where the goals are so flirtatious to the point that they throw roses at the villains. Wait. Okay, I think I kind of saw Bear's tweet that he somehow throws a rose during the May 20th. But oh well, the four cringed and shooed them away with the help of Mage Villian. After crossing the fields of baby goals, they must tread through the seas of colon 3, where cute ducks peck at intruders. Colon 3, it's that emote. The four villains fought the ducks and continued through the surface, but not for long. Oh wait, I should play some music. You know, fit the theme. And that's a good thing I had them prepared ahead of time. Alright. They're out on a journey. And hopefully it's not too loud. Not a lowered. The real villains fought the ducks and continued through the surface, but not for long. A ferocious smug sea monster blocks the area to their next destination and demands money. If the villains refuse its demands, the sea monster will drown them. They turn to rogue villains since they smell of gold coins. The rogue villain shook its head quickly, but night villain got a hold of rogue and... turn the page! Archer put his paws in their pockets to search for gold. Rogue villain kicked around and cried to not bring their looted treasures to the sea monster. Rogue, we need to give the loot to the sea monster. Mage villain huffed. If we don't, it will drown us. Do you know how huge that monster is? Why are you all taking my money? Rogue villain whined. Don't you have some gold for yourselves? The three villains looked at each other and realized they didn't bring any gold coins with them. The three of them are broke. Also, I can't hear myself because it's a bit loud, so I lowered that down. You never brought any money with you? Are you all crazy? How are we going to get into Angelus's lair if we have nothing to buy resources with? Found it! Found it! Archer Villain took out a big bag of gold coins from Rogue Villain. Wait, Archer. No! No, no, no! No! Archer gave the gold bag to the smug sea monster as Rogue repeatedly cried, no. Oh, the snake. Thanks for your contribution, the smug sea monster smirked as it received the bag. You may now pass. Be warned, once you pass Sweet Almond Town, you will face cabbages of dark energy, which is the maze of red cabbages. The villains, except Rogue, thanked the sea monster, and paddled to the surface of Sweet Almond Town. "That's it!" Rogue yelled as he slammed on the boat. "I'm coming back to the sea to kill this swindle of a three snake!" Rogue tried to jump back in the sea to strangle the sea monster, but the villains held him back from doing so as Rogue continued ranting. After an amount of convincing from the three villains, Rogue sobbed and hugged Mage in defeat, while Archer and Knight patted them on the shoulder. As the mighty four set foot on Sweet Almond Town, they smelled baked almonds and noticed houses are almond-shaped. And let me turn that off. And back to my BGM. Boom. And by the way, the background I chose earlier, it was from Maple Story. Mushroom Shine. As the mighty four set foot on Sweet Almond Town, they smelled baked almonds and noticed houses were almond-shaped. They also noticed some villains are living in Sweet Almond Town and waved at them. They sat down together to eat pastries and food that are related to almonds. The mighty four told the villains about what happened, and they are shocked to hear about it. They were shocked to hear about it. Past tense, past tense. What if I just do this with a cowboy accent? That damn Demon Lord Angelos! One of the villains shook their head. He crossed the line. If he ever hurts fair, I'll make sure he's buried 6 feet deeper than Claude's best friend. Whoa. Dang. Whoa! Oh, sorry. Whoa, villain! The almond villain gestured. You should be mindful what? How would you feel if Angela's fudging harms our prince? Imagine what evil tricks would do to, or what? How would you feel if Angela's fudging harms our prince? Imagine what evil tricks would do to him. The almond villain thought about it for a moment and slammed their drink onto the table. He will pay! We need to bring our prince back! But, aren't we banished from Lawrence for setting fireworks all over our wedding to the point no one would cause a whole kingdom to set on fire? Oh, right. I remembered our wedding getaway. It was very romantic. Yeah. Oh, no. It's a bots. Come on, accept it. Yeah. Rawr. The almond villain curved their paw, and I think I'm glad I'm the only person in this stream. I think so. And you please do not clip that. Oh no. Rawr. The other almond villain curved their paw back. No. Oh. No. Should I just give it a flavor? Give it more flavor? Rawr. The almond villain rolled their R's as they roared seductively at them. That's good. I forgot to tell you to turn the next page. Okay, so basically I'm at thread 2. I sort of went over a couple pages, so if you see like roar up there, then that's where I'm at. Archer villain rolled their eyes at the almond villain's conversation, while the three mighty villains felt third-wheeled. The almond villains offered the mighty four to stay at their inn for the night, and they accepted the offer. After the mighty four villains had done their quests at Sweet Almond, they bid farewell to the almond villains and continue on their journey to the maze of red cabbages. What if I could just say that the thing there in, like the narrator from SpongeBob? Meanwhile, in the lair of the punny demon Lord Angelos. The sound of organs, but not the organs in the body, okay? The organs as in the huge piano, okay? Are playing, and the meteors are guarding the place. Inside the prison chambers. Turn the page. Prince Fair is leaning against the wall and sighs as he takes a look at his arm. He looks through the bars and can't get out because of his sworn enemy, the red cabbages. Oh, ho, ho. The cabbages seal his powers, and if he continues using them, they would absorb it to grow more. Suddenly, a door opens, and he turns to the sound of it creaking. It reveals Angelos carrying a tray of almond croissants and a paper along with 2 of his meteors. They approach Prince Bear's prison room, and he looks at them with annoyance. "Rise and shine, Prince!" Angelos greeted him with a smile. "I thought you would be hungry, so I brought some croissants." So I brought some croissants. Prince Fair ignores them and looks at the almond croissants. Then he gives an expression of, Seriously? Seriously, you're going to give me croissants after what you've just done? Turn the page. I think I need to kind of speedrun this, but it's fine. Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Not well known anyways. Are you not craving croissants? Are you not craving croissants this time? Or croissant this time? Oh well, my meteor sprites. Let's eat the very sweet, delicious almond croissant right in front of the prince. The meteors cheer and rock and grab a slice while the demon lord grabs one as well. So yeah, meteor sprites, I could imagine, you know how like villains, they say like roar and stuff? But yeah, for my meteor sprites, you just make rock noises. So it's like... Yeah, rock noises. They taste the croissant and sigh in delight. Prince Vera turns away and moves to another wall. These are so good, one of the meteors hummed. Where did you get them? I got those fresh, sweet, delicious almond croissant from Sweet Almond Town, Andrews replied as he fanned the smell of almond croissant at Prince Fair. It's a bit far from my lair. I just couldn't resist the sweet smell of sweet almonds whenever I floated by. I heard Sweet Almond Town is pretty popular with its pastries beside walnuts. They look like they just got up from the oven. Indeed, indeed. Sweet Almond Town takes their pride in their almonds very seriously. If you look closely at the croissant, you see how shiny the glaze is and how golden their almonds are. Once you take a bite onto the croissant, you can feel how fluffy it is and it has the right amount of sweetness. Just hearing the details about the almond croissant makes Prince Fair water his mouth. He quickly wipes the drool off his face and tries to focus on finding a way out. Can I have another slice? Of course, Meteor Sprite. Eat them before it gets cold. One of the meteors grabs another slice of almond croissant. Prince Vera can hear the crisp, crunchy noises from the bitten croissant. He feels his stomach quietly gurgling, and thus, oh no, the is highlighted. Whoopsies. So basically, I took the screenshot of my rigid fanfiction to post them onto Twitter, because if I try to type it on like my post, I have a limit and I do not have a certification, so I have to screenshot it and then post it there. And post it there. And the smell of the croissant isn't helping. He is trying his best to not resist, so he clenches his fist onto the stone ground as resistance. He slowly turns to the group, but quickly looks away. Alright, biggie time. Reverb. Hold up. Perfect. It's working. The Demon Lord Angelo smirked in thought. Keep putting the FOMO up in there. You're missing out. You know, this will be the last week. This will be the last week Sweet Almond Town will be making almond croissants. Angel sighed as he noticed Prince Bear jolted up as he heard the news. Wait, really? One of the meteors replied in shock. Yeah, after today, they'll start making another recipe. I should really savor my last croissant before I... Turn the page. The sound of the iron bars shaking startles the group. It's Prince Bear giving the loudest huff and puff as he holds the bars because he couldn't take it anymore. I want the croissant! Prince Bear cried in Spain without the S as he continued shaking the bars. Just give me the croissant! I can't take it anymore. It looks so fudgy good. I want to try it! The meteors are in glee that the prince wants to try some. Algos laughs and he orders them to hand a plate of almond croissants to Prince Bear. As soon as he receives the croissants, he quickly grabs one to bite and hums in delight. Mmm, this is really good. Prince Bear inhaled the smell of almond croissants. I can eat 10 of these. A mission success. Prince Bear finally has something to eat today. Demon Lord Angelos leaves his meteors, turn the page, to guard Prince Bear and prevent him from escaping, so he leaves to do his duties as a demon lord. Imagine if I can do that butler voice. Let me try that. Your Royal Highness. One of the meteors called Prince Bear while they handed him a thick piece of paper with a pen. We apologize for putting you in prison because of our Lord's orders. We will accompany you with the most quality of sweets until he orders us to release you. Wait, will he actually release me? Prince Bear asked surprisingly as he received the meteor's paper and pen. Yeah, he just has to deal with some things first because there's your The other meteor interrupted the meteor with raspberry spits. What the fudge was that? The meteor looks at the other meteor with confusion. How should I say this to the meteor? Oh, let me try to do the deepest voice. Fine. You got distracted, so I want to remind you to ask for Prince Bear's signature since you invited him so much. Oh, right. I apologize. Prince Bear, may I have your signature, please? Prince Bear laughs at them for a moment and smiles. He signs his name with a pen and draws a cute drawing on the paper. Oh my gosh! The meteor squealed. Thank you so much, Prince Bear. I will treasure this forever. I roar you. The meteor dashes outside the chambers to put Bear's signature somewhere safe. Maybe the room. Outside the Putty Demon Lord's lair. Turn the page. Knight, Archer, and Rogue Villian are carrying the injured Mage Villian after finally surviving the maze of red cabbages, thanks to their help and their healing potions. Hang in there, Mage! Knight Villian patted Mage Villian as he looked at the distance with hope. We will find a healer somewhere. I just know it. Knight, how can we find a healer if we're in front of the Demon Lord's lair? Archer Villian replied. Even if we did, do you think his meteors would be generous to do so? I know there's a kind-hearted meteor somewhere, Archer. Please, believe in me! Just don't say I told you so if that meteor stabs us in the back. Why you're so negative, Archer? Wouldn't it hurt for you to have some hope? Archer Villian stopped walking and turned the page and gave Knight Villian the coldest glare. And why are you so damn positive? Wouldn't it hurt for you to realize reality? Knight and Archer Villian continue arguing while Rogue is lost in thought after what happened during the maze. Okay, I don't know which one is which, so... If you hadn't been stubborn that the statues would always help and bless us, we would be stuck in that maze for hours. That was my fault, I admit. But if it weren't for you agreeing with Rogue to get yourselves trapped by treasure trap monsters, the mage villain wouldn't have... Rogue broke down crying and sobbed loudly. That's enough! Can't you two see how badly injured mage age? Oh, shoot. Dang it. Let me try that again. That was embarrassing. That's enough! Can't you two see how badly injured mage is? Does Mage Billion need this right now? The two stopped and felt their hearts shake when they saw their friend crying. Maybe if I would have been quicker, the mage would have to shield me from the red cabbage treasure monsters. Rogue Villain continuously wiped their tears as they hiccuped. They have a point, Archer sighed. Arguing won't solve Mage's injuries. We can argue later once they're healed. Turn the page. I agree. We need to settle our differences. Knight agreed with Archer. We also have a prince to save. Archer and Knight patted Rogue's shoulders to comfort them as he sniffled. Rogue gave Archer and Knight a tight hug as thanks. The mighty three opened the lair doors slowly so as to not disturb the meteors. The four villains came in and looked around to see the meteors guarding there. They quickly hid behind the pillars so as to not make them notice. However, one meteor carrying a spear saw them and they gasped. Oh, I know where this is going. And the fact that I still remember the plot. Oh my gosh! The meteor gasped back and beamed as they prepared to fight. Finally! I can fight the villains! I assume you must have some skills to fight! The mighty three were at a loss and gently placed Mage down to ready themselves. Turn the page. The meteor let out a yell and rock and started to charge at them but stopped midway. Wait, why is your friend on the floor? It's because they're injured, Rogue replied as they were confused as to why the meteor stopped. Nope, just nope. I can't fight just the three of you while one is injured. Hey meteors! Can you send the injured villain to the healing room, please? Yeah, the meteors turned to the meteor and followed their orders. They carried Mage Villain and marched away to the healing room. What about us? Night Villain asked as they pointed to themselves. Prison! Next page. What? Archer Villain shouted shockingly. What the heck, me? You see, our Lord's orders are to imprison any villain whenever they set foot onto his lair. But did you say you would fight us once Mage is healed? Rogue asked as it scratched his head. Oh right, I forgot. How about this? If I win, you will all need to be in prison. Very well, if we win. Night Villain crossed their arms and started to think. Show us where Prince Bear is. Very well. Once your friend is healed, meet me at the halls of Hydrangeas. You will know you're here once you see a wall filled with portraits of Hydrangeas. Turn the page. The meteor with the spear walked away with the two meteors behind them. Now the mighty three will have to wait. Oh my gosh, another grammar. For their mighty four to recover. Please recover well, Mage Villain. And that's alright. We're gonna be. I think we're gonna go to the third chapter. Alright, we're at chapter 3, I suppose. Alright, this is where I'm at right now. Okay, this. I think it's good that's peaceful for now. Alright, we're starting at thread 1. Boom. Okay. Pardon me, meteor. Night Villain asked the meteor patrolling by. Do you know where the healing room is? The meteor turned around and replied,
Sure, I'll take you there. Just follow me.
The mighty three followed the patrolling meteor for a couple of walks until they had arrived at a door with a green circle as a big ring circles around it to represent a planet on top. They opened the door to reveal the healers nursing Mage Villian and a few sick meteors. Mage Villian and the meteor healers were having a conversation. They smiled and laughed, then waved goodbye.
Okay, here's your stop.
The patrolling meteor said as they backed from the door.
I have to go back patrolling.
The mighty three villains thanked the patrolling meteor, and they nodded as they left. As Mage turned to the mighty three, Rogue quickly rushed at Mage to hug them. Mage! Rogue Villain cried as they gripped their paws. I'm so glad you're alive! How are your injuries, Mage? Archer Villain asked. I'm better. Thanks for asking. Mage Villain replied as they hugged Rogue back. I'm surprised the Demon Lord's minions are friendly. I thought they would attack us once we set foot. Mage, I'm so sorry. Rogue held back their tears as he weakly said, If I hadn't been so greedy to loot that treasure, then you would have been injured. Mage booped Rogue's nose. Rogue, don't worry. Mage grinned as they wiped their tears. What matters now is I'm alive and okay. Rogue sniffled and rubbed their head against Mage's while Mage ruffled back. Mage, are you able to fight? Night Villain asked. Yes, I feel much better, and I'm ready to fight that demon. Mage Villain quickly got off the bed and carried their staff. The sick meteors and healers turned to the mighty four as soon as they heard what Mage said. Oops. Mage Villain rubbed their head out of silliness. What I meant is, I'm ready to find that demon because I want to have an audience with him. Oh, no worries, one of the healers replied. It's fine if you want to duel against our lord because, next page, I do think his antics to steal villains are a bit, how do I say it? Silly. Like, I get we are understaffed and in need of more minions, one of the meteors replied. But I think Lord Angelo should place flyers instead of stealing you villains. Also, we like fighters that can guard his lair. Anyways, I'm wishing you for good luck once you encounter him. Just don't kill our lord. Even Lord Angelos can be bizarre. He gave us a home. I, Knight Villian, swear that we won't kill him. Knight Villain pledged as they put their right paw on their chest. Thank you for understanding. One of the meteors smiled. May you stop his madness and save your prince. Turn the page. Okay. Not bad past me, not bad. It's just some grammars here and there. The mighty four left the healing room and explored the area of the Demon Lord's lair. After encountering some meteors that are attacking them, they managed to go through victoriously. They discovered a wall of portraits containing paintings of blue hydrangeas, and they earned EXP from fighting my minions, or fighting you meteor sprites. This must be the halls of hydrangeas, Archer Villain said as they got ready their bow. That spear meteor could be here anytime soon. As soon as the mighty four walked further into the halls of hydrangeas, a meteor is carrying a hydrangea as their spears behind their back. They smell the flowers before turning to the mighty four. And by the way, I got so spear meteor. I got inspired from Argenti from Honkai Star Rail, and you know what that means? That means I'm going to play Argenti's boss theme as I read this. Oh, by the way, it's called Gentleman's Fantasy, which is Argenti's boss battle. I see that your friend has recovered. The meteor gave a warm smile as he put the hydrangea back in the vase. Now then, let's have our mighty duel. Alright, changing background music. Hold on a second. Turn the page! The meteor unleashed their spear and started to attack the mighty four. With a bunch of slashing and clinking, Rogue used her dagger to pierce. Hello, Bismarck. How's it going? I'm reading my own fanfiction as punishment. I hope you're doing good as well. With a bunch of slashing and clinking, Rogue used their dagger to pierce Spear Meteor, but Spear's tough skin made them wobble. Ow! Rogue jumped back as they shook their paw. That rock's tough as figure out the mystery in Vare's lore. Ah, Elizabeth. As our dear Lord always says, you're not just rocks, you're space rocks. And me, I'm alright, thank you for asking. I am just reading this epic battle between my fans. Between Meteor Sprite and Valiants. Spear Meteor spin their spear to push Rogue and Mage. I have never heard such inspirational words from him ever before he became the Demon Lord. We were just pointless rocks, crashing onto other planets and sleeping on their dirt. Sometimes we form as a mountain or grow with the wind and water onto our eternal slumber. Until one day... Turn the page. Archer Villain aims their magic arrow behind Spear Meteor's head, but Spear grabs it and throws it back at Archer. Night Villain uses their shield to block it. We noticed our Lord Demon was researching magic and memories of his past lives. We became curious about his research and he let us in. We're glad he let us work together and we have a purpose. Thus, we are the Meteor Sprites. Spear Meteor lets out a roar and rock, and swings their spear all might at the mighty four, and they flung at the walls, while some crashed onto the pillars. This space rock has been fighting flawlessly while giving a speech about meteors, Rogue Villain groaned. Did we give her a speech about our prince while fighting? I will handle that, Rogue. Night Villain quickly got up and rushes to Spear Meteor while carrying their sword. I will give Prince Vare the almighty praise. Oh dear, this better not be a praise competition. Archer sighed as they got ready to aim at Spear Meteor. Meteor, just like you, we were just soul tigers. Night Villain swung their sword at Spear Meteor while they blocked with their spear. And I don't know if it's lore accurate for villains, so just letting you know this is just fanfiction. Lost and lingering around to find the Lost and lingering around to find purpose for this world until our prince found us. Prince Vare's presence is warmer than his soul flames that he shines through the darkness. We found each other, and thus, we are the Villains! Okay, I think I got too much into the voice acting, but that's okay, let's go on. Night Villain kicked the spear off, and their sword engulfed a pink flame. The knights gave their strongest hit at Spear Meteor. Spear Meteor crashed onto the walls, and the portrait bumped onto their... Turn the page! Head. Spear Meteor was unable to fight back as they slowly got up and became teary-eyed. Such excellence for your prince! Spear Meteor happily sniffled and clapped. I felt so touched by your dedication to Prince Vare. You truly are villains. Let me guide you to him. We won? And let me turn off the background music. Oh, hold up. Oh, no. Okay. Alright, there we go. We won? Mage Villain asked. Yes, you've won and earned my respect. Spear Meteor smiled and helped the villains get up. Yay! Yippee! The Mighty Four cheered and happily followed Spear Meteor. The Mighty Four and Spear Meteor passed through the halls and went inside the blue hydrangea's garden, my favorite flowers. Meteor, I've noticed there's hydrangeas in the halls and in the garden. The garden. Ow, my finger. Night Villain said as he looked at the flowers. Ah, Villain, Spear Meteor answered as they brushed the flower. The reason for these hydrangeas is because it's our Punny Lord's favorite flowers. I think I might ask you that on my trivia questions, Meteor Sprites. Just kidding. Unless he adores them very much. I think these flowers remind him of his hair, or he likes the color blue because he is blue himself. Rogue Villain wondered. Or maybe he has a bit of an ego. Archer Villain replied as it stared at the flowers. Spear Meteor and the Mighty Four Villains passed through the garden and made it to the entrance of the prison room. Turn the page. We're here, Spear Meteor announced to the Mighty Four. Spear opened the door, and the four noticed Prince Fair is the only one in prison with two meteors guarding him. Prince Fair is reading a joke book while eating chocolate almonds. Question: what genre do rocks listen to? Prince Fair reads out loud. It's rock, one of the guards replied. Prince Fair patted the guard for the quick answer. Stop spoiling me. The Mighty Four quickly rushed to Prince Fair and shouted, Prince Fair! Prince Fair turned around and saw his villains waving their paws up to give him a hug. Oh, my villains! Prince Fair gave them a hug and he nuzzled their fluffy heads. I've missed you all very much. Then came a couple of questions for Prince Fair. Prince Fair, are you alright? Night Villain asked. Did that demon lord do anything to you? Mage Villain asked as they tried to check his wounds. Did he steal your gold coins? Rogue Villain asked. Villains, I'm alright, Prince Fair answered as he patted their heads. And no, the demon lord hasn't harmed me nor stole my money. Archer Villain sighed in relief, then stared at them menacingly. That's good, because if he did, we will thrash him like the tiger that wants Sare. Turn the page. Archer! Mage interrupted as they put their paws and their hips together. Language! Archer remained silent. Well, I'm okay now, and remember that Demon Lord Angelus will release me once he's done dealing with some things. Prince Fair awkwardly laughed and cleared his throat. Although, I don't know what things he's dealing with. Night Villain warned him. Prince Fair, the things he's dealing with is us, the villains. What? Why? It's because I want to steal your villains and make them my minions. Lord Angelo suddenly appeared and gave them an answer. Da da da. Turn the page. It's the Demon Lord! Rogue gasped. Once you set foot into my lair, you're now my prisoners. He uses his space power to swipe at the Mighty Four, and everything is pitch black. Dot, dot, dot. The sound of a man's voice echoes the same word. But what is he saying? Villian! Villians! The Mighty Four have never felt such great bliss from the sound of that man's voice. Villians! Wait, that's Prince Fair! Turn the page. Pardon me. The Mighty Four villains quickly woke up and gasped. They are in separate prison rooms. Oh, right. I forgot to show you the cover. The cover for the 3rd chapter. My bad, my bad. Hold up a sec. What? I remembered I had that. What? I know I had the cover a while ago. Why? Oh, there it is. There you go. Okay, so yep, me, the Demon Lord, using my blue space powers to carry Prince Fair's crown. And then this is the villains in a cage. Or prison room. See, the one with the neck wrap is Rogue. I believe the one that was screaming for their life to get out the cage is Archer. And the one that with the cloak, it looks like it's sad, is Mage. And the one that's trying to kick the cage out is Knight. Alright. There you go. Alright, let's continue. Thank goodness you're awake. Prince Vare sighed in relief, then clenched the iron bars. If only the red cabbages weren't in the way, I would have stopped him from imprisoning you. I'm sorry, my villains. No, it's not your fault, Archer villain replied as they clenched their fists. If you use a fraction of your power, these red cabbages would absorb it and drain you. It's that demon's fault for imprisoning you from the start. Yeah, how dare he imprison you first and make you starve? Actually, he gave me sweets from Sweet Almond Town. Next page. He could have just done that without putting you in bars. The sound of evil laughter interrupts their conversation. Prince Fair and the villains turn to the sound of it. Afternoon, prisoners. The demon lord laughed as he waved at him. Did you all sleep well? Grr, you demon! Rogue growled at him. I take it that you must have slept well. I do sometimes get grouchy whenever I just woke up from my nap. It's totally understandable. When I find a way to break out of this prison, I will show no mercy, demon. Night Villain yelled as he held the iron bars. I thought your name is Villain, not Show No Mercy, demon. It's cool. Sometimes we do want to change our names. I am Knight Villain, not that hideous name. Oh, okay. Knight Villain, not that hideous name. I'm Lord Angelos. He evil laughed into thinking he made such a brilliant joke, while Knight Villain couldn't take it anymore. Since everyone's awake, I have an announcement to make. That rhymes. Lord Angelos starts to clap his hands. We don't want to hear your announcement. Rogue Villain booed at Lord why am I saying large? Lord Angelos. Okay, good luck not knowing what my evil plan is, then. Meteor sprites, let's rise. Turn the page. And then the Demon Lord floats away to Lawrence along with his meteors. Wait! We do want to know what your plan is! Major Villain sighed in defeat at Lawrence. The villains are doing their daily routines peacefully until they notice the Demon Lord floating above them. Is that the Demon Lord? One of the villains shakes in fear. It's him! I will destroy that bear thief! Everyone, attack! A huge amount of fire blasts at him. A huge amount of fire blasts aim at Lord Angelos, and he dodges them in a panic. Turn the page. We could have done that in part 1! One of the villains shouted. We were caught in the moment, that's why! The villain replied. Fourth wall broken. Hold your fire, villains! Lord Angelos announced as he took out a thick paper. Your prince and I made an agreement regarding you villains. By what? A piece of paper? One of the villains laughed, while the villains laughed along. It's not just a piece of paper. Lord Angelus showed the paper with Prince Fair's signature. It has your Royal Highness's signature. It only has his signature. What does that supposed to mean? Lord Angelus tore off a layer of thick paper and revealed a contract. The villains gasped. One of the villains took a look at the contract to confirm if his signature is real. The contract states, I, Prince Vermilion, acknowledge that by signing this contract, I agree to grant Lord Angelus 79 permission to rule over Florence and in addition, all of my villains. X. Prince Fair's signature inserted with the colon 3. But I feel like that's something he would do. As if he would sign that. One of the villains scoffed. No, villain. Do you recognize his signature? Lord Angelus asked as he pointed at Prince Fair's signature on the contract. The villains inspected the contract and signature, then slowly became shocked. No way! That's really his signature! One of the villains passed out while another villain caught them. It even has his cute drawing on there. That means he agreed to it wholeheartedly. You! One of the villains grabbed Lord Angelus by the collar and huffed. How could you do this to us? Then the villain let Angelus go in defeat. Lord Angelus Evil laughed and ordered his meteors to make the villains form a line to start their application on becoming his minions. Whether the villains signed up or refused, they'll get teleported into Lord Angelus's lair. Oh wait. Here we go. Oh! 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 Oh no! I did not mean to click that off. Oh gosh, where am I? Oh, found it. Scared of myself. All according to plan. Lord Angelus smirked in his thoughts and huffed out in confidence. I ordered my meteor spreads to hide the contract with another layer of paper to make Prince Fair think he's just signing his signature as a token for them. Little did he know, he actually signed the contract. But I am going to give his signature back to one of my meteors after this. Lord Angelus floated away with some of the meteors while the rest patrolled the villains. In Lord Angelus's lair, Lord Angelus is on his throne and raises his fist up. Finally, he breathes out in relief. And smiles as he closes his eyes. All the villains are mine, including Romans. Once I have all the villains in my lair, I will take over the whole country of Exley and take a nice vacation. He looks up on the ceiling and his expression changes solemnly. Turn the page. I guess. Then the doors of his throne room suddenly burst open. It's the mighty four villains, ready to attack him. Time to surrender yourself, demon, arch-villains shouted as they got ready to aim their magic arrow at Angelus. How did you four get out of prison? Lord Angelus quickly goes back to his sitting position as he asked. Rogue villain confidently crossed their arms and smirked. It's simple. By the help of we stole the keys from one of your meteors. Mage villain interrupted Rogue by covering their mouth. Turn the page. I see. Lord Angelus blinked. Where's your prince? I thought you would also free him. We tried to convince him, but he still needs more time to finish his chocolate almonds. Night Villain sighed. Plus he has a headache, I think from eating too many sweets. Archer Villain replied. Did my meteor sprite spoil him with sweets? I ordered them from those times to give him something nutritious. Lord Angelo scrunches his brows as he sighs in his thoughts. I see. In that case, Lord Angelos paused for a bit. You're all going back to prison. We refused. Mage Villain crossed their arms. Turn the page. Fine. How about this? Lord Angelos thought of a deal. If I can defeat you four, you'll need to become my minions. I'm feeling confident that I can take you down, since there's only 4 of you. Very well. If we win, Night Villain pointed their paw at the Demon Lord, you will release Prince Vare and no tricks. The sounds of the organ start to play. Though I'm not so sure if the sound of organs start to play because I tried to look for background music to fit this, but it is what it is. I'll just play what I have. So it'll just be flute. Alright, bear with me for this. Here we go. Very well. Just letting you know. Lord Angelos exits his throne and starts to activate his powers. The final boss won't be easy to defeat, so prepare yourselves, or should I say, prepare yourselves. Man, I need to work on my puns. Bring it on! The Mighty Four villains shouted. The Mighty Four are in their positions to get ready to fight the Demon Lord. Turn the page! Lord Angelos raises his arms up and shouts, Thou villains shall be mine! Or try that again. Thou villains shall be mine! The organ testifies by the time Lord Angelos is done saying his lie. Then he starts to evil laugh and blasts his space powers to attack the mighty villains. Night Villain activates their shield to protect the mighty 3 from the blast. Archer Villain aims their magic arrows at Lord Angelos and jumps from one pillar to another as they shoot more arrows. Lord Angelos shields himself with his blue space power from the magic arrows and snaps his fingers to make the blue space into raining bullets. The Mighty Four runs back and Mage Villain slams their staff onto the ground to activate red lightning bolts to stop the bullets. The smoke expands and a rogue villain dashes with their dagger to stab Lord Angelos. Their dagger pierces at the Demon Lord's leg, and the Demon Lord grunts in pain. He kicks off Lord Villain and they slam onto the ground as they roll off to a wall, but Night Villain catches them before they crash. Nice save! Rogue Villain smiled. We have each other's backs, Villain. Knight smiled back and put Rogue down. Lord Angelos put his hands together to activate a beam and aims at Mage Villain. Mage swings their staff and starts spinning the staff to shield themselves from the beam. The staff glows a faint green as it spins. What does the glove say when it has a good time? Lord Angelos asks as he pushes the beam. What? Mage Villains replied as they continued spinning the staff. What a lovely day! Mage Villain felt something poking on their shoulder. They turned, and the floating glove punched their face. The punch sent Mage flying, and archers shot a magic arrow to prevent Mage from crashing onto the ceiling by letting their cloaks stick onto the pillar. Phew! Archers sighed in relief and continued to use their arrows to attack Angelos. The sound of clashing and crashing makes the Demon Lord's lair shake, and the Demon Lord's prison chamber. The red-haired prince put his hand on his head as he shivered from the tense pain of his headache. Prince Vare, you don't look well. One of the villains in the prison room expressed their concern. It's fine, villain. Prince Vare tried his best to smile from the pain. I must have not drank enough water after eating those sweets. Ugh! He stumbles to the back of the wall and slowly slides down. Prince Vare! Hey! Prince Vare! He holds his chest and then passes out. The villains call his name out and shake the iron bar intensely. The meteors quickly attend to him. Next page. Bring the healer, quickly! Now! The meteor guard shouts at the other meteor. The other meteor dashes out the chamber to search for the healer. In Lord Angelus's throne room, Night Villain swings their sword at the Demon Lord and lets out a roar. Angelus blocks their sword with his space power and pushes them off. Rogue Villain throws their dagger behind the Demon Lord, but his space power grabs it and throws the dagger back at the Rogue Villain. Mage Villain swings their staff to summon a huge fire explosion at Lord Angelus. The Demon Lord raises his arms up to block himself from the explosion. Lord Angelus floats to charge at Mage Villain, what the heck? But he doesn't see a huge magic arrow aiming at his back. The magic arrow successfully darts his back as the Demon Lord lets out a scream and falls down to the next page ground. The punny Demon Lord lays there and does nothing. Alright. The Mighty Four approaches the injured Demon Lord to see if he really has given up. Well done, Villains. Lord Angelus coughed as he slowly got up. I have underestimated you. That was a tough battle. Rogue Villain huffed as they brushed the debris off themselves. We did it, Villains! We have finally defeated the Demon Lord! The Mighty Four Villains put their paws together and lift them out, then cheer. Woohoo! Yeah! The Demon Lord smiled and slowly walked to them. As promised, I will free Prince Fair, and I'll also... Wait. Did I actually put a duplicate? Oh no. Free the Villains. No tricks this time. I'm too injured to be doing so. The Mighty Four Villains follow Lord Angelus to the prison chamber, and as soon as Lord Angelus opens the door, there's a commotion. The villains are panicking and some are running around inside the room, while some try to squeeze through to see Prince Fair. The meteors surround the prince's prison room, while a healer meteor tries to heal him. There are some meteors trying to calm the villains down as they are worried about their prince. What is going on here? Lord Angelus asked as the Mighty Four looked around. My lord, Prince Fair has passed out and we are trying to heal him, the meteor guard answered as they bowed. No way. Passed out? Meteor sprites, please take Prince Fair to the healing room immediately. I am not releasing him in this condition. Yes, lord. The meteors quickly scoot through the crowd to carry Prince Fair. The Mighty Four Villains are worried. Wait, our prince has passed out? Night Villain asked shockingly. What happened? Villain, your prince stumbled from a painful headache, which we believed was from overconsumption of sweets, but that was not the case. One of the meteors explained. We are trying our best to make sure Prince Fair is recovering well. No way. Rogue Villain murmured in disbelief. Next page. That can't be it. Mage Villain cried as they backed up. Is our prince? Archer Villain trembled as their eyes watered. Going to die? We are his villains! We must believe in Prince Fair that he will make it through. Night Villain grabbed Archer's shoulders as they choked in tears. Prince Fair just moved! One of the meteors shouted. The Mighty Four Villains and Lord Angelus scoot their way through the crowd to see him. Prince Fair slowly opens his eyes, and his irises turn cerulean. Dun dun dun. And there we go. I think that we're gonna go to our last chapter. Woo! I will take a break from my voice and just chill. Here we go, last chapter. Boom, this is the cover for the last chapter. So we got Bear with cerulean eyes. And I think he's fighting the mighty four villains. And I think that's me on the ground. I wonder what happened to me. And yeah, I wonder what happened. Alright, let me just paste the link to where I'm at right now. So yeah, scroll. For those who have Twitter, here we go. Boom! There you go. Those who want to read along. Okay. Yeah, I want to do a quick read first. Because I don't want to overstream my voice too much. Okay, let's continue. Okay, wonder what happened to the Prince Fair. The prince stars his eyes around and is confused about a group of villains and rocks crowding over him. Prince Fair, are you alright? Knight Villain asked as he placed a paw on his forehead. Knight, did you notice who you're talking to? Archvillain slowly backed off as he asked. Knight Villain slowly looks at the prince's eyes and is surprised. They quickly back off of him and draw their sword. The crowd backs off of the prince as well to stay in caution. Everyone, back off! No matter what you do, stay away from him! Archvillain warned as they hit an arrow. This is Sarah we're talking about. Oh, fudge! Sarah! One of the prison villains helped. Yes! Now turn the page. Oh gosh, I wouldn't mind him taking my soul. Take me, Sarah. Another prison villain was foaming at the mouth. Villains, this is serious. Archvillain warned them. Keep your inner desires aside and focus on staying safe. I would feel safe if I was in his cold embrace. The prince's hair turns cerulean and slowly walks up to the crowd. This is bad, Lord Angelus replied out of concern. The bad prince effect is affecting some of the villains. Meteors, if you see the villains getting closer to him, pull them away and evacuate immediately. Yes, Lord, one of the meteors saluted. But what about us? Drag yourselves away if you have to. Lord, yes, Lord! The meteors quickly get into position to prevent the imprisoned villains from getting to Sarah. Okay, I think Sarah's voice is more raspy, so it would be like, it seems I've woken up in prison. What did the little prince do this time? Sarah sighed as he held onto the bars. For stealing our hearts! One of the villains answered as the meteor dragged them away. Is that so? I didn't think Pharaoh would be this cruel to pull out your organs. It's a metaphor! Chill! Rogue villains screamed in horror while they held their paws onto their face. I know that. Sarah laughed as he looked down on the red cabbages. Just seeing your reactions are enough to entertain me. He kicked the red cabbages off with brute force, and the cabbages flew at the crowd. Night Villain uses their shield to block the flying cabbages, while Rogue slices them off with their dagger. Some meteors assist them to get rid of the cabbages. I know these red cabbages absorb magic, but if there are plenty of ways to get rid of them, Sarah said as he activated soul flames to melt the iron bars. They are considered useless. Sarah walks through the prison room and raises his arms up. It looks like Sarah might attack any time. Get ready! Archer-Villain warned the others as they readied their bow. The Mighty Three, Meteors, and Lord Angelus are also preparing to fight. Relax. I am not going to harm you all. Sarah raised his hands higher, but I can sense a bunch of fresh souls lingering around this area. For instance, like this one here. Sarah pointed a soul dagger at one of the meteors and dashed toward them. Oh fudge, he's fast! Rogue Villain hollered as they tried to swing their dagger at him, but he captured the meteor already. The meteor is panicking in rock as it feels the tip of a dagger pointing inside their soul. Ah, my meteor sprites, no! Hands off my meteor sprite, cerulean! Lord Angelus warned him as his space power expanded on his hands. I didn't know these rocks have souls. Sarah laughed as he slowly drained the meteor's soul. I wonder what does a rock's soul taste like. Let's find out. We're not just rocks. The meteor was about to say their last words. We're space rocks! They used their remaining strength to headbutt Sarah, but it did Sarah little damage. However, Lord Angelus jumped in to space punch Sarah's face and grabbed the meteor to safety. That punch... Bro, I need to stop burping. That punch made Sarah thud onto the ground. Meteor, are you alright? The Demon Lord asked his minion. Yes, I felt like I was being sucked away, but thank you. The Meteor thanked Lord Angelus and quickly rushed to their fighting position. If you can't fight, please retreat and evacuate. I want to fight beside the meteor sprites and the villains. I don't want to back down. Very well. The sound of evil laughter from the possessed prince echoes throughout the prison chamber. I was about to have my first meal, which was a space rock. Sarah slowly got up as he rubbed his bruised cheek. But I'm guessing this won't be the case. Maybe my first would be a whole course. The cerulean man smirked and activated his soul flames. He rushed to attack the mighty four and the turn the page meteors. One of the meteors used their sword to block Sarah, but he melted the sword, then swiped their soul out. Ah, finally. Sarah wiped his mouth. A fresh space rock soul. Unfortunately, their future is already tainted, but they're lucky I ate them before they had to face it. He laughed, and the meteors grew furious. Damn you! Another meteor swung their axe at his leg, but Sarah jumped and did a flip to kick off their axe. Another meteor soars down, and another as they try fighting Sarah, while some are injured and quickly retreat. Meteors, that's enough. Lord Angelus put his hand to block the other meteors to attack. Turn the page! Rushing up to attack him won't be enough. You need to be careful to not get close to him, or he will take your soul. I got this. Archer-Villain jumped in and readied their magic arrow. The meteors also readied their long-distance weapons. Magic beams and arrows aim at Sarah, but he uses his soul flames to block them. However, a few shots get to his arm and leg as he grunts. Sarah shakes the arrows off and dashes toward the meteors. Night's Villain readies their shield, while Lord Angelus readies his space powers to defend. Sarah reaches his hand at one of the meteors until his spear gets thrown onto the ground between them. Everyone, get to safety! Spear and Meteor announced as they put their hand on their chest. I will deal with this ferocious soul eater. Spear, I won't let you. Lord Angelus refused her commands. You are taking the injured to safety. Leave this to me. My lord, I know full well that you and the Mighty Four will need a plan to stop Sarah. I'll provide you time to think of it. But I know you can think of one, even if it's bizarre. We, the meteor sprites, believe in you. The same goes for you, Villians. Spear, I have to agree with him, Night Villain replied out of concern. It's risky if you just fight him alone. We can fight together instead. As much as I've dreamed to fight alongside with you, Knight. Spear smiled, but it is my duty to protect. Next, turn the page. The Lord, the meteor sprites, and you, our last ray of hope, the Villians. Enough chatter. Enough chatter. Where's the fresh soul's fighting spirit at? Seer interrupted their conversation by blasting soul fire at the group. But Spear and Meteor luckily blocked the fire with their spear. Go! I'll take care of him while you bring them injured to safety. Spear Meteor hands Lord Angelus a potion and gives one last smile at the Mighty Four. By drinking this potion, your powers will enhance within your soul. Oh, so Villians, if we meet again, let's have our mighty spar someday. May you all slay Ser. They let out a roar and rock, and Ser tries to attack the group, but Spear Meteor blocks him again. Turn the page. Lord Angelus, some meteors, and the Villians carry the injured and quickly left the prison chamber. They run as fast as they can to catch up to the crowd. The group sees the crowd of meteors and Villians walking to the left. Hey! Wait for us! Lord Angelus shouted as he waved his arm up. The crowd turned, then stopped, and the group dashed to them. My lord, you all right? One of the meteors smiled. Were you able to defeat Ser? Not yet, Lord Angelus answered. I will need the Mighty Four to fight with me against him. First, we are going to bring the injured meteors to you that come back to kick that cerulean butt. The group hands the injured to the crowd, while some of the meteors look around. Where's Spear? They're fighting against Ser, Night Villain answered as their lip quivered. We need to come back and save them now. Villian, we need to think of a plan first, Lord Angelus replied. I want to save them too, but charging in recklessly without a strategy is risky. Lord Angelus and the Mighty Four are thinking of a way to defeat Ser. I noticed fighting short distance between Ser has a high chance of him taking your soul. Mage Villain shared their thoughts out. I feel like fighting long distance could lessen the chance. Turn the page. That's a great idea, Mage, Rogue Villain replied. I could use my dagger as a boomerang and throw some bombs. Do note that Ser's swift, so you will have to quickly back off once he gets closer to you. Archer Villain joined in the conversation. The sound of crashing startles everyone, and the ceiling of the Demon Lord's lair starts shaking. Everyone, continue evacuating, Lord Angelus announced as he raised his hand to point at a direction. We will be on our way to Ser. Lord Aang and Mighty Villians. One of the healers called, let us Gosh, why am I burping? Let us heal you so your plan runs smoothly. The meteor healers blasted their magic at Lord Angelus and the Mighty Four. The group has been healed successfully. Turn the page. Please, take care. The group thanks the healers and rushes back to Ser. The sound of rapid footsteps echoes throughout the halls. Prison chambers this way. The Demon Lord guided the Mighty Four as he followed along. I only heard one crash and everything is silent. Rogue Villain huffed. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Let's go save Spear before Ser gets to their soul. Night Villain replied as they ran along. I will restrain him with my space powers while you four fight him. Lord Angelus jumped in as he held onto the potion. Turn the page. Okay, but what is that soul enhancement potion? What the heck? Lord Mage Villain asked. Lord Angelus looks at the potion for a while, then he smirks. This potion will make my soul feel heavenly and boost my powers. I see. The walls crash and break, revealing Sarah jumping outside the hole from the walls, while a spear slides down onto the ground. Spear! Knight Villain called as he held onto Spear Meteor. Hey, Spear! However, Spear Meteor isn't responding as their lifeless body remains. Turn the page. Spear. Lord Angelus reproached them and closed Spear's eyes. Thank you for holding him back. Now, we will do our part. Knight Villain gently moves Spear next to a pillar, and the group is ready for combat. Sarah jumps back once he notices them. We will avenge you, Spear, Mage Villain said quietly as they put their staff onto the floor, and all the meteors that died trying to fight him. Finally, I can devour that meteor with a spear. Sarah licked his lips as he approached the group. They have kept running all over the place, and I had to chase them. They managed to pierce their spear in my arm, but I got their soul in no time. Sarah Cerulean! Night Villain activated their soul flames, and they glowed on the sword. I will show you no mercy. Turn the page! Night Villain swung their sword at Sarah, while Sarah used his soul dagger to block it. Oh, battle's starting now. Hold up, let me change. I have an idea. As Sarah's about to attack Knight, something poked on his shoulder. Sarah turned around, and Lord Angelus's floating glove punched him in the face. That punch made Sarah fly, and he crashed onto one of the pillars. I just love it when people fall for my glove trick. Lord Angelus evil laughed as he crossed his arms. Sarah tries to get off the pillar, but a pair of flowing gloves restrain his wrist from doing so. Take this! Mage Villain shouted as they slammed their staff onto the ground to blast red lightning bolts at Sarah. Turn the page! Magical arrows as colors ascend, Archer Villain chanted as a bunch of magical arrows surrounded Sarah. Fire! The mix of red lightning bolts and magic arrows attacks Sarah directly as he winces from the pain. As Sarah thought the blasted magic arrows and red lightning bolts were about to be done, a spinning dagger flew towards him. The dagger stabbed his arm, and Sarah grunted in pain. Sarah pulled the dagger off and burned the gloves so he could get down. As he jumped down, Sarah used the dagger to lessen the impact of the fall by stabbing the pillar. As Sarah jumps down, he tries to stomp on Rogue Villain, but Knight uses their shield to block his jump. It's been a long time since I can roam around free like this, Sarah said as he used his soul flames to blast at the mighty four and Lord Angelus. Instead of, turn the page, being sealed inside of that prince and becoming one with empty solitude. The souls burned Rogue, Archer, and Lord Angelus, while Mage tried to cool them off by blasting them with a bit of healing magic. Night Villain let out a roar and swung their sword at Sarah, while Sarah blocked them with his soul dagger. I was a lowly knight who worked hard for the safety of the village, and I had a loving family. I even had the most loving noble lady whom I've sworn to protect with all my life. Lord Angelus blasts his space powers at Sarah, and the blue space shoots at his leg. By the way, that was Sarah saying this dialogue. Sarah trips down and sees Spear Meteor's bloody spear, then grabs it. He swings the spear rapidly at Lord Angelus, while the Demon Lord tries to dodge it as possible. Turn the page. He's fast, with a spear! The Demon Lord dodges left and right, but the spear leaves him scratches. Lord Angelus grabs the spear while Sarah tries to pull it back. And by the way, I've read Bear's lore. I watched Bear's lore to make sure, like, Sarah's parts, like what he uses, a spear to hunt down the tiger. In order to take her hand in marriage, I needed to slay the fire tiger, more ferocious than a dragon, to prove I was worthy for them. Rogue Villain drops some bombs near Sarah, and Lord Angelus floats away while the bombs explode. The impact of bombs makes Sarah fly, and he crashes onto the ceiling. To be fly! He slowly gets up with a spear and spins it to attack the group. So on that day, I, the lowly knight, went to look for that fire tiger. With a spear in my hand, I gave it my all to slay it. Then, I believe you knew what happened already. Turn the page! Sarah swings the spear at the mighty four and Lord Angelus, and they get slashed, then fall onto the ground. The group is injured to get up. As a wandering soul eater, I realized why I was given such a task to slay the fire tiger as a lowly knight. It was because of competition and jealousy from the suitors. They wanted me to be far away from her. They placed me in a lowly position, stole the love of my life, and left my family in shambles. By the way, that's not, I don't think that's Sarah Cerulean lore accurate, but I just made that up, so. Sarah slowly walks to the group as he readies his spear to stab one of them. While I consumed souls in the woods, I waited for an opportunity for eternity. Until finally, Little Bear showed up. We became friends, and I used that to possess him, then used him to burn up the kingdom as revenge. The plan was almost successful. Turn the page. He burned a kingdom. He burned a kingdom? Mage Villain asked questionably. Bear never told us that. Sometimes the darkest past must be kept hidden. Lord Angelus replied as he reached for the potion in his pocket. He opened the potion and drank it quickly. But no matter how well you hide, there's always going to be a light that shines on its reveal. Archer Villain replied as they tried to get up but couldn't. If it weren't for that Grand Duke! Sarah yelled as he got ready to stab Night Villain. A huge space power blast broke Sarah's spear, and her glowing fist punched him in the face. The bright light reveals Lord Angelus all powered up. He drags Sarah away from the mighty four and starts punching him relentlessly with his two fists. Turn the page. While Lord Angelus is busy beating Sarah up, Mage Villain recovers their mana in order to heal Knight, Archer, and Rogue. The mighty four charges at Sarah, and Lord Angelus notices them, so he uses his base powers to restrain Sarah, so the mighty four can beat him up too. Outside the Demon Lord's lair. The sound of sword and dagger slashing, bomb explosion, lightning bolts, and magical arrows beaming can be heard through most of the Demon Lord's lair. The meteors and villains have successfully evacuated. Then they turn to the lair. The lair is shaking as some of the debris fell off. Turn the page. Please be alright, villains and Prince Bear. One of the villains clasped their paws together to wish them well. Then the Demon Lord's lair shakes again, and some parts of the wall fell off as it almost crashed into the evacuated crowd. The crowd screamed as they held on to each other. We need to stay away from our Lord's lair for now, one of the meteors shouted so everyone could hear. Everyone, keep moving! The crowd of meteors and villains listened and walked further, inside the Demon Lord's lair. Sarah blocks the attacks from the mighty four, and uses his soul dagger to hit off the arrows and lightning bolts. However, Lord Angelus' space powers stop. Turn the page! Him from attacking so the mighty four has a chance to attack him again. Night Villain does a flip jump and hits Sarah with their flame sword. Please, hang in there, Prince Bear! Night Villain said as he continued swinging their sword at Sarah. We will bring you back! Mage Villain shouted as he summoned soul flames and blasted at Sarah. Prince Bear, hang in there! Rogue Villain replied as they threw more bombs at Sarah. No matter what, we roar on you! Archer Villain yelled as they shot more magical arrows at Sarah. Keep kicking his butt, villains! Lord Angelus Evil laughed as he continued restraining Sarah. I think I should call you Loser. Loser Sarah losing, because Prince Bear will very much come back as a winner. What the heck was that line be? But anyways, next page. The Mighty Four and Lord Angelus continue fighting Ser, while Ser grits his teeth in annoyance and grunts in pain. So annoying. Ser muttered to himself as he broke loose from the group. Ser quickly summoned a soul dagger and dashed at Lord Angelus. He then used his soul dagger to pierce through the Demon Lord's heart. The Mighty Four stopped and became shocked by what they just saw. Lord Angelus gasped and felt his inner soul in constant pain. Finally, the Demon Lord will stop annoying me. Ser smirked and evil laughed. And now, I will take his soul. As Ser is about to consume the Demon Lord's soul, Lord Angelus quickly laughed at him. Turn the page. After going through countless life cycles, I had to be an Oblivion and restore my memories all over again. Will consuming my soul prevent me from ever reincarnating? Let's see if you can do me a favor, Ser. Ser carelessly starts to absorb Lord Angelus' soul, while the Mighty Four are trying to catch up to him. Lord Angelus coughed as he said quickly, Billions, if I can't make it, request my meteors to spray my ashes onto the hydrangea's garden. Keep holding Ser off and... The colors of Lord Angelus' eyes start to fade. Take care. The Demon Lord's weakly smiled to accept his fate, and Ser had successfully consumed Lord Angelus' soul. Boy, I don't think I'm that tasty. The hands of the Demon Lord dropped down, and his corpse fell onto the ground. Dun dun dun. Turn the page. Once Ser consumed his soul, he suddenly became more powerful and evil laughed. The Demon Lord, he really... Rogue Villain gasped and backed up slowly. Demon is really a fool for letting me consume his soul. Ser laughed as he raised his arms. Now, I feel much better, and your souls are all mine. Ser chases the Mighty Four while the Mighty Four are running for their lives. What potion did that foolish demon take? Archer Villain exclaimed as they ran. Not only did that potion enhance him, but also made Ser powerful too just by eating him. Rogue Villain replied. Turn the page. And we'll continue on. How are we supposed to hold him back if he's like this? Mage Villain screamed as he dodged Ser's soul fire blasts. I don't know. Whoa! Night Villain screamed along and got blasted by the soul fire. The Mighty Four villains are in a panic as they try dodging Ser's attacks, and running longer causes them to fatigue. Stop running! Ser yelled in annoyance as he blasted a wave of soul flames at the Mighty Four. The flames made the villains crash onto the walls and bumped into the pillars. After a bunch of running and fighting against Ser, the Mighty Four are exhausted. Ser evil laughed, and the Mighty Four struggled to get up. Turn the page. Perfect. Now you're all still. Ser laughed as he took out his soul dagger and approached them. Legs, come on! Rogue Villain whined as he tried to stand. Legs, move! I ran out of mana. Mage Villain winced from the pain as they were about to cry. I'm sorry. Don't be, Mage. Rogue Villain grinned as they tried crawling next to Mage, but could only reach their paw. Throughout the journey, you've never slowed us down. You've helped us a lot, Mage. Not even all the treasures I've had could replace the moments we had together. I know I've teased you a bunch of times, and I want to say right now, in case if I can't. Rogue Villain's tears rolled down, and they were choked with sobs as they were hesitant to say it. To the page. Rogue? Mage Villain tried to reach their paw to comfort them, but they couldn't reach it, so Mage started to cry. What is it that you want to say? I can't, and I don't wanna. That answer made Mage's tears roll down their cheeks more. In case Ser gets to us, I want to say the moments we all had together as adventurers were the most cherishable. Night Villain placed their paw on their heart and warmly smiled, then they tried to reach their paw to Mage and Archer. I will cherish them to the day I die. Same here, despite finally kicking that Demon Lord's butt and traveling with you villains. Archer Villain replied with a small grin. I gained some insight about you all and just wanted to say, that's one heck of a journey. Turn the page. Ser has arrived at the Mighty Four while the Mighty Four are ready to surrender. Ser grins widely to finally see the sight of souls, waiting to be consumed. He readies his soul dagger to stab Mage Villian. However, the mighty four can hear his stomach grumbling. Now then. Ser evil laughed as he was about to plunge Mage. Let's see what your soul has to... Ser dropped his soul dagger and quickly covered his mouth. The sound of his stomach became loud, and the mighty four were wide-eyed to witness such unexpected circumstances. What the... I don't feel so good. Ser felt nauseous and rushed to another pillar. Turn the page! Ser bends down and lets his arm lean on the pillar. The sight of Ser throwing up surprises the mighty four. What the fudge just happened? Rogue Villian asked themselves confusedly. However, Ser is vomiting out souls, and the souls he consumed currently fly out. Ser Cerulean is barfing out souls. The souls fly back to their bodies while Ser is in a weakened state. Lord Angelus' soul comes back to his body, and he opens his eyes. He slowly gets up and walks to the mighty four. Guess I still need to keep researching. Lord Angelus sighed in disappointment as he assisted the mighty four to get up. Maybe one day, I can finally get out of the loop. Turn the page. Lord Angelus, what potion did he use that caused Vare to vomit souls? Mage Villian asked curiously as he stood up with their staff. Oh right, it's not only a soul enhancement, Lord Angelus explained as he showed the empty bottle to the villains. It is also soul poisoning. We call it soul poisonous. Get it? Soul poisonous? Yeah, I'm just gonna move on. When a person drinks that potion, their powers enhance and their soul becomes poisonous for soul eaters. So the reason you drink it was because you knew... it was because you knew Ser would take your soul. Knight Villian said as he helped Rogue and Archer to stand. And that potion was made for him. Precisely. It was made in case Ser or other soul eaters would try to consume us. Lord Angelus smirked in response. Now then, what shall we do with him? Turn the page. The mighty four and Lord Angelus approached the weakened Ser as he glares at them. Curse you, demon. And Ser shivered as he clung onto the pillar. Billions. Oh please, I'm already cursed. Lord Angelus joked as he rolled his eyes. Give it up and bring Vare back. Yeah, the mighty four villains agreed. Fuse! Ser shouted as he smacked the pillar. After he smacked it, the pillar started to shake and rumble. As Ser looked up, the debris from the pillar slammed onto him. Oh, fudge. Lord Angelus exclaimed as he put his hands on his head. Quickly get off the pillar! The mighty four and Lord Angelus tried to help remove the debris off the prince, but it would take them a while to remove him. My lord! Spear Meteor shouted as he ran to him along with some of the meteors. Spear! You're right! Knight Villian happily shouted as they waved. It is also Knight's duty to come back safe and sound. Spear Meteor smiled at the group. I'm glad you're back, Spear and Meteors, Lord Angelus said as he pushed off some of the debris. Now help us clear the debris off of Prince Vare so we could take him back to his kingdom. Yes, Lord! The meteors shouted in response and rushed to assist the group. Turn the page. With the help of the meteors, the mighty four dragged the prince off the debris and checked his condition. It seems the prince is dusty and unconscious. The meteors offered them to help carry Prince Vare, and the mighty four accepted. Once the mighty four villains are outside of the Demon Lord's lair, a crowd of villains and meteors rejoiced and paraded around them. The journey to save Prince Vare from the Demon Lord is coming to an end. In Rorens, a festival is held in Rorens to honor the mighty four's heroic deeds. Everyone danced, clapped, and cheered in the festive mood. Prince Vare is preparing his stand to commemorate the mighty four villains. The four villains stand behind him and are nervous. Turn the page. I'm nervous, Prince Rogue Villian said as they adjust the neck scarf. I'm not used to standing in front of a crowd like this. Yeah, me too, Mage Villain said as they twirled their staff. A part of me just wants to hide behind Prince Fair forever. Forever. Rogue Villain smiles at Mage and holds their paw. After this, Rogue Villain said as they scratched their cheek, want to go to Sweet Almond Town? I've heard they're making fudge almond cakes and it will be my treat. Yeah, sure. Mage Villain beamed as her tail wagged. I do miss the smell of almonds from Sweet Almond Town and you bickering with that sea monster, my little treasure. Next page. Mage Villain gives a peck on Rogue Villain's cheek and Rogue flinches as their tail goes up. Their face is red as Prince Bear's cape and hair. Speaking of which, isn't the Demon Lord supposed to be here? Night Villain asked as they looked around. I don't think the Demon Lord would want to go here since, you know, Prince Archer Villain replied, after what happened. Maybe I should pay a visit to his lair to go see Spear. Are you crazy? What if they're plotting to kidnap you again? I doubt that would happen because I'm pretty sure the demon and his minions are busy repairing his lair, since that's what Spear told me in their letters. Right. The sound of a loud trumpet. Turn the page starts playing, and the villains start crowding at Prince Fair's stand. Greetings, people of Romance, Prince Fair announced as he took a scroll out. I hope the festival brings you joy, and thank you for attending. Now, I'm pretty sure you know why we're here today. The villains are excited as they silently cheer for the Mighty Four. The Mighty Four shyly waves at the crowd while the crowd waves back. May I have Knight, Archer, Rogue, and Mage Villains in front of the stand, please? The Mighty Four slowly walks forward, and Prince Fair presents them diamond-shaped medallions. Turn the page. As gratitude for saving Lawrence from destruction, I, Prince Fair Vermilion, present the Mighty Four, a medallion of honor. The prince approaches the Mighty Four and puts the medallions on each of them. Everyone, let's rejoice the Mighty Four Villains! The whole Lawrence applauds the Mighty Four, and the Mighty Four smile, then look at each other. Paws out! Night Villain reached their paw out, while the Mighty Three did the same. After they placed their paws together, they raised their paws and shouted, yeah! And so the journey ends. Woo! And I'm finally done. Man, how was it? I feel like okay, it doesn't need work. It doesn't need work. Just grammar issues here and there. And yeah, the ending was a bit rushed because I'm afraid I would have because it was on that time that I would have writer's block. And I was also busy dealing with in real life stuff as well. And I was planning to also make a sequel of the Villain Shall Be Mine, but then I had writer's block, so I had to stop there. Yeah. There you go. I finally read one of my Vermilion fanfics, but I don't know if I can read another one. Unless you're okay with that. Okay. So it seems like the good news is that my walls have not been broken, so I'm fine. But anyways, so for the next stream, I'll be impersonating Xander Zubud for 30 minutes and also have a karaoke along. So I'll see you in the next stream, Meteor Sprites. And villains, and villains. I hope you have a good one. Take care, adios, and thank you for coming by to my stream. Otsueng, bye.